Welcome back to eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. I do appreciate you joining us today. I wanted to, as we inch closer to the Samsung Galaxy S24 series release, let's see. I believe the announcement or the event, the Samsung Unpacked event, is January 17th, and I believe you can actually physically go buy them on the 30th, I believe. Yeah, right. I think it's the 30th. I know it's on the Unpacked is on the 17th, and you can physically go buy one on the I think it's January 30th. So we're less than a month away from the announcement. And actually, you can pre-order them. You can go ahead and place your order if you want to get one on the 17th of January. So we're less than a month away for the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series. Now, this is not the S24, S23 Ultra, but lots of news has come out, and I want to get everybody up to date as far as what you can expect. We now know the storage variants. We now know the color variants and our choices. We're getting a better idea of the screen, the body, what it looks like, all sorts of cool stuff. So without wasting any more time, let me go ahead and pull up some of the latest news on the S24 series. Let me do a screen share here. So as I mentioned, the storage variants got a little more clarity on them. Now, let me change the screen view. Hang on one second. Is that any better? Let's see. I want to get it bigger. That's great. I'll put myself next to it. I'm a little under the weather today, but it is all good. So it looks like we are getting a RAM and or a... Oh my God. I clicked on one of these ads. It looks like we're getting a storage variant change on one of the models in the lineup. The S24 is going to have the base 8 gigs of RAM. Well, let me say this first before I start naming off the storage variants. In the S23, I'm talking about the small one, they had different UFS storage variants. The base 8 gig 128 had like UFS storage 3.0. The 8 gig 256 storage variant of the smaller S23 had UFS storage 3.1. Well, the complete, I can confirm the complete S24 lineup, meaning the S24, S24 Plus, and S24 Ultra are all going to have UFS 4.0 storage. That's good. That's the latest and greatest UFS storage. That just means it's the next generation of the type of storage inside your phone, how fast it can transfer data inside the device, right? It is also going to have LDDR5X RAM, which is the absolute cutting edge, latest and greatest RAM. I know there is an LDDR5 RAM variant, but the 5X is literally the latest and greatest. It was just introduced to the market, I think, a couple of months ago. So you will have the latest and greatest as far as storage. Now, it says we did get storage and color confirmations on the upcoming S24 series. Now, there is a little, look what I'm highlighting. So the S24 Plus, okay, wait, never mind. The S24 Ultra, when we get to that, I'm going to side note something. So it looks like the storage variants for the S24 is going to have 8 gigs of RAM, and you cannot upgrade in the RAM on the smaller S24. It's just going to be 8 gigs of RAM. Now, you can always do a virtual RAM boost inside your phone, which uses some of your SSD or your phone storage as RAM. So you can, I guess, technically bump it up to like 16 gigs of RAM, but only 8 of those are true LDDR5X RAM. So the S20, so the smaller one's going to get a base of 8 gigs of RAM, no RAM upgrade on that, and it's going to come at 128 or 256 gigs of storage. Now, here's where the change comes in from last year. Whoops, I don't want to click on it. The S24 Plus, the middle child, the middle variant, is going to get a bump in storage. Thank God. It's been stuck at 8 gigs of RAM for forever. So now it will get a base 12 gigs of RAM and a base 256 gigs of storage with an upgradable option to 512. Thank you, Jesus. I'm over 128 gigs of base storage. It's too small. People run out of that in just a few months. At least I do. And look, I can work with 8 gigs of RAM, but if I have a choice, I'm doing nothing but base RAM of 12 gigs. All three of my devices I have are 12 gig variants. It just makes the overall experience. These apps are getting so much bigger. It's nice to not always have to worry about your RAM management, clearing out apps. If you have a big app open, it's taking up a bunch of your RAM, a bunch of Chrome tabs. Having 12 gigs of RAM, and a lot of people don't even realize it, makes a huge difference. Now, last year, the base model S24 Plus was 8 gigs and 128. This year, the base model S24 Plus is 12 gigs 256 with an upgradable to 512. Now, here's the little side note. I've seen multiple reports on the Ultra. Here we're seeing, now it looks like there are screenshots from an internal Samsung document that lists all the SKUs, all the SKUs, meaning like all the models in their system. And it shows all the Ultras with 12 gigs of RAM. It shows the colors as well. Now, I saw a report, and I don't know how true it is. We'll just have to wait and see. It looks like it's going to have 12 gigs of RAM across the board, which is good too, because if you remember, the base S23 Ultra and base S22 Ultra, and I guess base S21 Ultra, started off at 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. This year, they're changing for good, right? So the Plus and the Ultra all get base models of 12 gigs of RAM. Now, the Ultra looks like, from what it says here, hang on one second. Okay, because these pictures, the person that tweeted this said 512 or 1 terabyte storage, but in these documents from Samsung, it shows a S24 Ultra with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. Now, they're not going to do a 128 storage variant for the Ultra. The very stock for the Ultra, S24 Ultra, is going to be 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. Now, let's look at the colors. I guess it showed them there. I thought I was going to have some pictures here for you. So look, they're going to, I got some pictures, but look. So we got S24. So the S24, you're going to have gray, black, violet, and yellow. I'm not wild about these colors. The S24 Plus, you're going to have gray, black, violet, and yellow. Damn, same thing for the Ultra. Ultra's going to have gray, black, violet, and yellow. Let me see if I can find a picture for y'all to get an idea of what it's going to look like. And we also got I got some really cool news what they're going to do with their AI stuff. So let me just see if I can find, actually, you know what? Let me just Google it real quick. S24. Now, Samsung is projected. The sales projections for the S24 Ultra. Hang on, we'll get into everything with the S24 Ultra. Here are the color variants for the Samsung devices. I'm not wild about them, honestly. So you're gonna have a So I'm assuming this is black on the bottom left. You're going to get a bland yellow on the bottom right. You're going to get a gray on the top right, and you're going to get a violet on the top left. I like all white phones. Right now I'm trying to get minus the pixel, but there is no white anymore, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But we'll deal with that later. So there are your color variants. Um, Now let's get into let me show you what it's going to look like real quick. Um, Let me share this. Turn off the sound. So, honestly, it's going to look like this. In real life, it's going to look like the phone I have here in my hand, but hang on. It's basically going to take the design of the it's going to take the design of these cameras and basically put it into their smaller phones as well. Sort of like the S23. It'll look like the current S23. However, instead of the rounded edges, it's going to be a squared off design where it will look like this, where it's actually flat on the S24 and S24 Plus all the way around. Now it's not going to look like that, but it'll have a completely flat edges all the way, flat sides all the way around. I wanted to get into, yeah, so here you go. Just to give you an idea, it's going to look like this. Where's the bigger picture? Come on now. Like this. So it's going to have the flat sides all the way around and have your 3 cameras set up. Now, speaking of cameras, let's get into it. So here's a good article from, and I'm going to put all these links in the description box. So if you see something that you scroll back up, I missed or anything, you can go check it out. God, look at all these freaking ads. Okay. So the S24 Ultra is going to have is going to bring some serious competition when it comes to artificial intelligence and the Google Pixel series. More specifically, the Pixel 8 Pro is known for its AI advancements in the photography and video departments. Well, Galaxy's bringing on a new Galaxy AI. Yeah, Galaxy AI. As you can tell here, title of this article is Gunning for Google's AI Camera Crown. Samsung's next flagship could pack a lot of features. No, it will pack a lot of features because a lot of these are getting confirmed the closer we get. Samsung S24 Ultra is rumored to have AI-powered features including generative AI wallpapers and auto-formatting capability in Samsung Notes. Leaks suggesting AI processing for videos in Samsung One UI 6.1, improving low light quality stabilization and exposure while reducing noise. My S23 Ultra takes sometimes better night shots than the Pixel 8 Pro already. So if they're going to improve on that with this new S24 Ultra, it's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait. Now, here's another cool little note. The S24 Ultra may also offer a magic editor like functionality for videos, allowing users to move and erase subjects in videos after capturing them. So not only can you erase subjects like in pictures, how Google made theirs famous, you can also do it in your Samsung device. And Samsung's gotten a lot better with the accuracy of it. When the Samsung first came out with this feature a year ago, it was kind of spotty. You would see splurge marks when you would erase somebody in the background. You could kind of tell that something was removed from a photo. It's gotten so good over this last year that it fills in all the detail where whatever object you remove, you can't even hardly tell anymore. But they're going to bring that feature to video. which is awesome because nobody's ever done that yet, not even Google. So if they can do that with a video, um, that's going to be cool. I cannot wait to try that out. So if you're taking a video of your daughter at a theme park or wherever, right, so with Santa Claus, and somebody walks behind and messes up your whole video, trying to make them some kind of cool little clip, you can erase them out now. So I'm assuming that's how it works. Okay, so we got. I'm not that big into generate AI wallpapers, right? I don't really care about that stuff, but so we get the magic eraser for videos. Low light performance, yes. I wonder if they're gonna do a night mode video like Google has done with their Pixel 8 Pro. I wonder. Let's see. S24 is also going to have a on-device AI chatbot, which you can use to ask simple questions, equations, etc. However, the leaker is unsure if the chatbot will be available during launch or added later in a software update. Let's see. What else we got? Samsung plans to add weather and portrait effects customizations to the lock screen and home screen in One UI 6.1. Another user on X allegedly shared a new effects in a video. Y'all want to watch it? If it's on Twitter, I won't get a copyright strike. Let's see. I don't know what that. Didn't see much there, but not really sure what difference that would make. All right, whatever. Set. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay, now y'all have to check this out. So, this article by Android Central has some other information on this device, on this S24 Ultra. Now, majority of the time when I talk, it's going to be in regards to the S24. It's going to be in regards to the S24 Ultra. I am going to look up sales projections here in a minute. As far as the details, they are projected to sell more S24 Ultras, and the Ultra line sells more than the S or the Plus combined, basically every year. So we'll get into that here. But look at this: the upcoming flagship. Let's see. S24 will feature a camera processing that is quote unquote more realistic than the S23 Ultra, with Samsung's controlling the sharpening and saturation levels even better. Let's see. Let's get into the details of the cameras. It appears the company will include an upgraded version of the 200 megapixel primary lens featured in the S23 Ultra. The S24 Ultra is also going to have a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, a 50 megapixel telephoto camera, 5x optical zoom, and a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 10x optical zoom. Now, I don't know if this upgraded 200 megapixel sensor, I believe I saw somewhere where it was a Sony GN3 sensor. I don't know. I don't have confirmation on that. Definitely be a GN2. GN3, I'm not even sure if it's out, or if it's not, they might release it with this device. So it's going to be all about AI. Now, I wanted to get into something cool in regards to AI. I came across this, and it's something right up Google's alley. Like, I think they literally stole it out of the Google playbook, because Samsung is going to release with this new S24 series a smart feature where it's called AI Live Translate Call, which is said to translate calls in real time, not only for you, but for whoever's on the other end of the phone. So if I obviously am a English speaker and I use this new feature on the S24 Ultra to call somebody that, all they speak is Spanish. Well, with this AI live translate call, I'll be able to speak normally like I am to you. And on the other end of the call, they'll be able to speak normally in Spanish, and we can have a conversation in my language and their language. And in between, translated. The phone will translate it for us. So I'll hear what she's saying in English, and they will hear what I'm saying in Spanish. So I thought that was really, really cool. I'm sure Google has something like that, but they did not. I was like, man, that sounds like something like Google would do. But I'm sure they'll put that in a software update or next year's model as well. It says this is going to be the largest update in recent years. So it looks like there's going to be a ton of stuff here. A ton of stuff. Now, not only is Samsung going to upgrade the software on these new Samsung Galaxy S24 series devices, they're also upgrading the hardware. Now, we just got into some camera sensor stuff, but check out the screen and the body of the device. Let's get into it. All right, so check this out. Sam Mobile put out an article today saying that the new now it's unclear for the smaller variants, but the Ultra is definitely going to have a titanium mid-frame, meaning the border around the phone in between the front glass and the back glass, the metal. In the past, it was aluminum. They used a type of aluminum for, I guess, all the previous models. This year, they're switching to titanium, which Apple has done for their 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, which is lighter and stronger. So it's going to be 50. Actually, it's not lighter. I take that back. Titanium is heavier than aluminum. However, it's a lot stronger. So adding titanium to the frame of the S24 Ultra is going to make it 56% stronger than last year's model, which is amazing. Now, it's also going to have new Gorilla Glass armor. Now, as you know, the current flagships have Gorilla Glass Victus 2, and I tried to do, I was like, Gorilla Glass armor. It's like, damn, what is that? And so I tried to do a bunch of research, homework. I scanned the internet far and wide to find what I could on Gorilla Glass armor, and there's no information. So it looks like Gorilla Glass is gonna launch this new Gorilla Glass armor alongside with the S24 Ultra, and it'll be the very first device. I'm assuming all other flagships are going to use this Gorilla Glass armor. Apparently, now the little information that I did find says this is now take it with a grain of salt, because I've heard this. What was it with the Victus? It was like 2 years ago. Yeah, so had it been with the release of Gorilla Glass Victus, they said it's like unscratchable or unbreakable. It's still scratchable and it's still breakable. I say that because somebody, I wish I could find it, but I don't think I have the Chrome tab. I read that where this is unscratchable. Now, it didn't say unbreakable, right? But it did say unscratchable. If that's the case, that means no more screen. Well, I guess some would use a screen protector to prevent it from breaking, right? But some would go with no screen protector. Now, like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, They've said that in the past before, and phones are still screens are still getting scratched up. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But I think in this article it says anything more about Gorilla Glass armor. Samsung's upcoming flagship will feature Gorilla Glass armor for screen protection. Now it should have Gorilla Glass armor on the front and the back. A lot of these companies will put, I believe the Pixel has it too, where it'll have Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and on the back. So this S24 Ultra should have this new Gorilla Glass armor front and back. Let's see. Yeah, and that's all the info they have, because it jumps right into the dynamic AMOLED 2x screen that the S24 Ultra is going to feature, with a peak brightness of 2600 nits, which is pretty bright. The Pixel 8 Pro, 2000 nits max brightness, and the Nothing Phone 2, I believe, is 1600 nits max brightness. So the days of covering your phone when you're out in the bright sun or in direct sunlight, when you put your phone trying to see it and you go like this to try to read it, those days look like they are over. Now, when I read this, this may be one of my favorite. Now, I've never had an issue with this in the past with Samsung devices, but I'm always worried about it, right? Because I do shoot a lot of videos, take a lot of pictures. Has been a problem with some of my devices in the past. Never Samsung, but seeing this feature, I wish more manufacturers would start doing this. The S24 Ultra is Samsung engineered a much bigger vapor chamber cooling system for this device. So it actually has a custom heat chamber where it dissipates heat. The phone, how they engineer it, a lot of heat comes from the battery, the CPU. So they will route that heat into and or through that heat chamber, and it dissipates the heat, which reduces the temperature of your device, which prevents you from your device overheating. And then, like famously on this channel, on Pixel 7 Pro, overheated and would not take videos or pictures, and it's just so annoying. Like, phones should not be doing that. But I say that because I wish Google, because with the release of this Pixel 8 Pro, I was trying to find anything that said that they engineered some sort of new or any heat chamber, vapor chamber, and there's nothing. So, well, I take that back. They said that I think it's like well, I'm not going to misspeak. We're not talking about the Pixel. Let's move on. Okay, so we already got into the cameras. We already got into the storage variants. It looks like now the front-facing camera is going to be 12 megapixels. They've been on that for the last couple of years. It'll have a 5,000 milliamp battery, and it will have bumping it up from 25 watts to 45 watts. Thank God. Every year it gets a little faster and faster. So there's no reason why the S23 Ultra shouldn't charge, in 30 minutes when a lot of other Android phones are doing that. I know it degrades the battery faster, but I don't hang on to a phone for more than a year. So what do I care? But okay, so we already got into the camera, the AI features. Let's see what we got left. Yes, pricing. Actually, we have good news. It looks like they're not going to increase the price. It's rumored that they will remain the same prices that they have for the last 2 years. With the S24, now these are base models prices, but the S24 will start at $799. The S24 Plus will start at $999, and the S24 Ultra will start at $1199. Now, with the S24 Plus, they're charging the same amount as they did last year, but they're actually giving you a lot better specs because the base model last year was 8 gig 128. This year the base model is 12 gig 256. So please note that. Now, when Samsung launches this device, we will cover it extensively. We're gonna pre-order one. Now, Samsung's traditionally had, at least the last few years, the absolute best purchasing options, purchasing power, best for the consumer out of any cell phone company. Samsung, Google, Apple, nothing. Their trade-in deals are insane. But we'll get into those once the launch gets started. Let me just scour all my info real quick and see if I missed anything. If y'all can think of anything that I missed, oh well, duh, it's obviously going to have the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and it'll be customized or overclocked a little bit for these Galaxy devices compared to another device with the 8 Gen 3. Let's see. Okay, I did find something. Look at this. So, the displays on the S24 and the S24 Plus are going to be upgraded. Now, not only are not only are they going to get a brightness upgrade as far as being more brighter than the previous series, they're also going to get a resolution increase. So I know the base, let's see, what were they for the S22 and S23? I think it was just a regular 1080p plus. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So the S23 and S23 plus are getting LTPO displays, which is a huge deal. Samsung, it appears, is putting their hand on each one of these models and blessing them because they are speccing them out, which is the way it should be. These are expensive devices, so they should come with the very best Samsung has to offer. In the past, the S22, S23 did not have LTPO. They had just a regular 1080p display. Now they're making them more brighter. They're making them better resolution, and they're putting the LTPO to save battery life. So this says right here, the S23 will be 6.2 inches, full HD plus, means like 1080p plus, right? So it basically means like it's not 2K, it's like 1.5K. If you're thinking about like a 4K TV, somewhere right around there, 1.5. But anyways, it'll be better than the previous year on both the regular and the plus, because it says the plus model is going to have 6.7 inch. Yeah, same thing with that. WQHD plus. All these three displays are said to offer 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio, just like the predecessors, and they'll be flat as well. Yes, LTPO across the board. Sweet. Man, these are going to be badass. It says satellite connectivity could also be a part of the package. We'll just have to wait and see. Now this is 45. Okay. Anything else before we get out of here? Satellite connectivity we just hit on. It'll have Bluetooth 5.3. And that looks like about it. So if I missed anything, please let me know in the comment section. I'm sure I did, but I tried, trying to be as extensive as possible. That's why it took 30 minutes, but I'm trying to make it like 20, but whatever. If I missed anything, please let me know. I'm going to actually end this recording and start reviewing some stuff. I got case reviews, got new Galaxy Buds FE that I'm going to review. So I'm going to put this video out today and probably another one today but again tomorrow. So thank you for your time. If I missed anything, again, hit me up in the comments. I check them every day. I really appreciate your time. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And don't forget, we have a CMF Watch Pro giveaway. Yes, we're giving every 2 weeks we run a free giveaway contest, I guess you could say, where it's an item of some tech item. And this time it's a CMF Watch Pro. So go to esimstudios.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see the entry form right there. So thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow, or I guess later today. Peace.